How's it going, everyone? It's Sam. Is it time to buy Solana? Well, I have a Solana expert with me here today. He was buying during the bear market. We actually have him in person too. It's Tyler Hill. I'm going to leave a link to him underneath the video. But before we pass it over to him, in case you want to start trading Solana, there is a link to Margex underneath the video where you can trade without KYC. You don't need a VPN. Just give an email, a password, check their terms and conditions, and you can start trading today. But, Tyler, thanks so much for coming on the channel with me.
Yeah. What's up? Yeah, this is different. It's not the same. It's not the same old same that it usually is.
No,
with the
actually in person.
Yeah, it's a little bit different. But yeah, today we're gonna do a little bit of talking about what's going on. We're seeing something pretty important happening with Solana right now. Something that we haven't seen in a very long time. And I think at this point, it's giving a lot of inclinations that where we are in this part of the market is a point in which we could easily start to see the next accumulation moment. You know, a lot of people say it all the time, right? Especially over on my channel, we were buying Solana at $12, $15, $18. And so many people say, I wish we could have another accumulation moment. I wish we could have one of these times where it's a good buying opportunity, especially when Solana was crossing through $200. They were saying it over and over and over again. And honestly, it's funny because they always wish there was that moment to accumulate. And now I think we're in one of those moments. Now, the primary reason why I've kind of come to that conclusion is just primarily because of what we are seeing from HGAlgo. So as many of you know, I'm sure HGAlgo is an indicator that myself and Sam and many others, especially within the space, can use and have created that basically just combines a bunch of different strategies, indicators into one individualized strategy and indicator that says, look, this is a good time to add to your portfolio, or this is a good time to dollar cost out of your portfolio. And what we are seeing right now is finally that HGAlgo itself is flashing the DCA Plus feature. Now, what that means, especially on the daily time frame, is that in general, this is a good time to add to your bag. And to kind of put it into perspective, right, I'm a proof is in the pudding type of guy. The last time that we actually saw this happening was back in September, right here of 2023, in which we saw the DCA Plus feature going off right around $16 or $17, which was realistically the last macro low that we put in during the bear market before we kicked off the bull market. And I mean, even if you go a little bit further back here, the buys that were being generated and printed off of this thing were insane. Have DCA Plus feature going off here between 15 and 17, again here around 18. We saw it even at the very bottom around $8.50. And so that kind of just puts it into perspective just how well this thing does. It's showing these macro moments in which we're oversold to the downside. It's time for you to start accumulating. And the fact that we're starting to get it right here again, where we are now is super, super, super indicative, in my opinion, that we're probably coming towards the end of this little, a little micro pullback within the macro cycle. Oftentimes within the world of crypto, you're going to see this over and over again, right? The bull markets are ups and they're downs, and they're ups and there's downs, and they're ups and there's downs. And that's just what happens. But generally speaking, the macro trend is going to be upwards. That's just how this goes. And knowing that, if we can start doing accumulation towards the bottom of these little micro pullbacks, we're generally going to be in a good spot to where you can see consistent gains throughout the bull market. And I think what we're seeing right here is a major indicator that although the price can easily continue downward a little bit more, we're probably coming towards the end of what could easily be, one of these micro pullbacks within the macro cycle that should, or, inevitably will, in my opinion, lead to some type of continuation to the upside. And so because of that, and knowing that we haven't seen this DCA Plus feature go off in so long, 8 months, 7 months now, I definitely think that this is a beautiful time to accumulate. And when you pair that with a little bit of structural analysis in the sense that we're now retesting some previous points of macro resistance, macro high here before we saw consolidation / capitulation, right, for 2 months, 3 months almost. The fact that we're coming back to retest this point of liquidity, hopefully trying to flip this previous point of resistance, come back in, flip this into some support. I think we're going to be in a spot in which we could see this little level between $130 to $110 holding up beautifully well. And I personally believe that if we do hold up here, and if the DCA Plus feature does hold up as it always has, we could be in a spot where we could start to see this thing return back to normal soon. And so because of that, my overall general thesis is that this is a great time to start accumulating, and that's exactly what I'm doing. So with that, I'll kind of give it back over to Sam here and get his opinion there.
Yeah, I think Tyler pointed out a lot of really important things. I look at this very simply, and we've seen this happen time and again in crypto and just in TA in general. Flipping that resistance into support, and then you can kind of start to see like a leveling off pattern. If we continue to see it around 120, 130, 140, 150, right in this area for the next month and a half, and it starts to look like it's returning, maybe that's a time where you do want to put in a long. Now, at this point, I'll be honest, if we go down to the support line that we were at before, yeah, maybe we break out again, we move up, but maybe we break down and then we fall down pretty quickly. So I probably would be looking for confirmation before putting in that position. But, you know, I'm not your dad, right? You have to make your own decisions. But I do want to thank Tyler, again, for coming on the channel. We'll have him on in the future, too. A lot of good Solana content over on his channel if you want to go check it out. Again, I'll leave it linked underneath the video. We've had him on many times in the past, just web streaming or Google Meeting. So nice to have him in person. And let us know in the comments if you want more videos from him while we're here in person, because it is nice to do it in person instead. But thank you so much for watching. Again, check out the link to HG Algo and to Margex underneath the video in case you want to start trading. And we'll see you in the next one. Bye.